ship is waiting, all systems are go. Are you sure? Control is not convinced, but the computer has the evidence. No need to abort. The countdown starts.
Folks, welcome to VTHO Pillow Talk, Session 3. Rocket Edition, ladies and gentlemen. VTHO to the moon. You might hear a little bit of noise behind me. I'm kind of tracking the countdown here. This is the ULA rocket launch. We're going to do some satellites here. We are currently, looks like, in a hold. All right, folks. This one may not be a continuous video. It's a little skippy, only because, look, I am on rocket launch time here, and things happen. So as of right now, I was going to be all smooth. I'm going to get this to go off, do my talk right before launch, and then lead you into this amazing segue. That didn't happen. Disregard these people in front of me. Clearly, my getting here early and getting an amazing parking spot did not faze them to be able to feel like they could come and steal my awesome view. So first order of business, people, a little bit of VTHO shout out. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo BH Crypto. All right, guy on a Buffalo. I see what you've been doing, pamping the token lately. Been putting out some awesome threads. You even got a nice verified comedian to like the tweet in which you tagged me in, so that is very, very appreciative. Yeah, so guys, if you guys aren't following B_H_crypto, Mr. Buffalo Head, please do so now. Today we're actually going to talk about a little bit of math. We're over here watching rockets, right? Enjoying science and space, and you know, we've talked about there's tons of math in terms of the tokenomics, but I want to do something I haven't seen out there on Twitter, and I just wanted to kind of discuss it with you. And that is a little bit about, we talk about the two coin supplies being different. Obviously, everyone talks about VTHO is so much better because the coin supply is capped. Great, that's awesome. But I wanted to figure out at what rate will VTHO eventually catch the VTHO in terms of cap supply. So what you're pulling up right now on the screen is you're seeing what the current total VTHO supply is. Everyone knows it's the 86.7. Yes, if you go to VChain stats, it'll show about, you know, 60 billion or whatever in circulation. However, the VTHO generation is based on the total supply. There's the VTHO generation rate being the 0.00432, as we all know, and that comes out to that daily VTHO generation calculation, which you're seeing on your screen, that we all say the 37.5 million. It is just a tad less, 37,459,858 with a little bit of decimal points here. So, all that to be said, if I'm looking at the current VTHO circulating supply, as of today, what I saw on VChain stats when I took this, we currently have 35,538,049,800 circulating VTHO out there, and that is currently growing, obviously, due to the VTHO circulation. So I wanted to kind of do some things on three different scenarios. All right, scenario one was if we have zero VTHO burn daily. So if tomorrow all the people left VChain, we no longer had any enterprises whatsoever burning VTHO, at what rate would it eventually catch? And so what you saw is I basically took a differential between the two coin supplies, and that number is going to be used throughout all three of these scenarios. So right now there is about 51,174,584,666 sign of the devil more VTH tokens than there are VTHO tokens. Okay, burning or growing daily at that 37.5 million. Eventually it's going to take 1,366 days and some change before these two supplies. So if zero VTHO burn ever occurs from here till eternity, the two supplies will not be equal until 3.74 years later. Okay, so we still have over 3.5 years before these two token supplies actually can even equal, and that's assuming zero burn. Now that's promising, right? So if we can get some exponential growth here, VTHO can stay underneath for quite a bit longer. Scenario 2, I just wanted to go through, okay, well that's great, so let's do it through today's numbers. So scenario 2, I'm estimating our daily burn right now to be about 50,000. Right now, there have been times where it's hit 60 or 70, and there's been times with 30, 40. But I'm gonna say right now, on average, we're burning about 50,000 VTHO per day. So looking at that, if we go through and now calculate what our daily growth is, right, you're gonna see it's not much different. Okay, if we're taking 50,000 off of it, we're still generating almost 37.4 million VTHO a day. Doing the calculation, it looks like it gives us an extra day, people, over 3 years. So it pretty much, instead of 366 days, it's about 1,367 days. All right, so honestly right now that kind of shows you that our 50,000 VTHO burn is no different than really if we were burning zero. Put that in perspective of how much that 100x gas price adjustment kind of cost us. So then I was like, man, all right, let's figure out how much that really cost us. Scenario 3 is, let's go back to the olden days. All right, back when Walmart was really pumping it out, I'm gonna estimate in scenario 3 a 7.5 million daily burn. Okay, we saw before the Chinese New Year, Walmart was easily getting us over 10 to 12 million. But I'm being conservative here, and let's say before the Chinese New Year, let's say it was 7.5 million. All right, that would be right now 75,000. But you saw my other scenario was actually only 50,000. So I'm actually showing a little bit of a decline with Chinese New Year, which I think is real realistic. So this is my new VTHO daily generation. Growing numbers is about 29 million. And now doing that calculation again, we now get about 1,708 days, which comes out to be 4.68 years. You can kind of see the 100x really basically reduced us by a year from the two supplies reaching again. So I thought that was an interesting calculation that I hadn't seen done before. But just know, before people are worried and scared about the cap supplies becoming equal, then just know that, look, these we have over 3.5 years before VTHO even catches up to the VET token. All right, which means, Mr. Rockwood, get your VChain Americas under control, start growing this crap. Let's get a DHL in here, let's get something in here, and let's make it to where the VTHO coin supply never ever becomes greater than the VET token. All right, and when that happens, VTHO to the moon. All right, now what I'm gonna do is